Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Walks with Schla. And I must say, more comments on the iPhone SE working better with the Furball. It, in addition to having the bezel, actually having the home button works better than the swipe system because obviously with the swipe system you really have to dig all the way to the bottom of the screen, and that just doesn't, like, that's very difficult to do with the Furball filter and the microphone attached. It's really difficult to reach down to the bottom. But even with, well, I don't know why I'm saying even with, but the home button the home button's easier to hit because obviously the home button is still, I mean, it's at the bottom, but it's slightly upward, you know? And it's a good amount more upward than how far down. I mean, if you're trying to swipe up, you literally have to reach like the extreme bottom of the device. But the home button, the center point on the home button is obviously at a higher point away from the edge of the bottom of the phone. So there is that. I think even in addition to that, the squared off edges of the 13 mini, they actually make it so that the bottom edge of the phone, it's actually, it's tighter, like it's even tighter. I mean, if you took this SE third gen and you made it squared off, it I'm pretty sure it would be even worse. So the fact that like the SE third gen still has the rounded design and it like bubbles out, it actually provides even a little bit extra space for the microphone. So it totally makes sense. Again, technically a waste of money. Like, if I really was in a pinch, I didn't need to. But like I said, I got a decent deal on it. I don't really think it's not something that I regret doing at all. I mean, I've definitely made, I think, more regrettable decisions than this one. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, we're definitely enjoying it. I think it makes a lot more sense. So, as for what we have to talk about, I'm not really sure, and I'm a little bit like stressed because it's a shorter day, and that's good, especially with what I got going on right now with the stress. But it's also kind of not good because the short days, they're almost like a little bit too quick. And I know I say that and it just makes me sound like really like crazy. But yeah, I guess if I'm going to show up for work, like, I mean, it feels like a half day basically, which it basically is. I mean, not exactly. It's not truly a half day mathematically, but it definitely feels like that, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we're still trucking through. I guess I just have to record here while I still can because you never really know what is going to happen. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not really sure. So, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, it's sentimental. It's sad. It's sad that I have to even think that way because I really shouldn't have to, but it's just how I have to think. It's just what I'm dealing with, sadly. It's just what's going on. So I don't know when the last time I'll be doing this. I mean, it probably wouldn't be that abrupt, but you never know, especially because of the weather and how the weather can be prohibitive of me being able to be out here. That's kind of what I mean. I mean, car rides, which yeah, if things change massively in my life, I'll have a different route. I'll have a different route and stuff, but it'll still be in the car. It won't really be that different, but still some sentimentality to my driving being different. But, it's this walk that I never really know. Like I may never really be here again, and a lot of that's sentimental to me. I know to a lot of people, I guess they wouldn't really notice it or think about it, but I just don't like it, in life. All the change that I'm always tasked with, the abruptness of my life. I mean, my life has been very unpredictable and it's been very abrupt. It's had a lot of ups and downs, and I just don't know. I don't know. It's a shame. It's just like that's what I'm thinking about right now for some reason, cuz like I said, I'm not really at my best right now. It's still that unknownness, and I know you think it's crazy because it really is that it's been all these weeks and still nothing has really cleared up, or nothing's been stable or anything like that. I just I don't understand. It's just been a very very confusing last couple months. I don't know. But I don't I do remember that was the one thing I guess I felt like saying for some reason, like I really have to learn to just be on my own. I have to learn that. I have to learn that, like, you really can't count on people. It's a shame, but I've just seen that over and over again my whole life. And when I say these things, I'm at a crossroad, because in one sense, I think about what they say about, like, oh well, bad things only happen to those who they put that negativity out there. And I kind of want to agree that with that life could be just that simple as having a positive outlook on things and the law of attraction, and oh, you just manifest. But I've seen that in my life, and it's I don't know. I think it can get you into dangerous situations as well. It's kind of like a tricky thing. I don't know that I want to believe that life's really that simple. If I knew for sure that that was real, then I probably would just follow it. But I have followed it, and then, you know, I still think that the problem is there's multiple people going on, and you have like your own energy, but then you probably have other people's energy too. And depending on the environment you're in or who you're around, I don't really feel like you can out energy somebody else. I mean, I guess it's possible if my intention is that much stronger, and I know it's something I've wanted to try to be just more optimistic and experiment with that. But I had tried so many months ago to kind of like reintroduce that style of thinking into my life, and I just got beaten down. I got beaten down so hard. It's like I just don't know what to do. I mean, I have to be tough. I have to be able to survive. I can't I feel like it's risky to just be that way. I think especially with how naive I can get with other people, putting my trust in others. And yeah, I mean, I just can't believe the amount of times that I've given people trust and then they've blown it and lost it. I just don't know. And just very confusing. Very, very confusing. And so that's the thing, is it's like, well, I guess maybe the law of attraction does make sense, because in a lot of ways my life has worked out, which is strange. Like, it's really strange. Anybody who knows me thinks it's strange. And then, but with other people and relationships, things haven't. You know what I mean? With my friendships, with my relationships, family, things haven't really worked out. So I guess it's possible that maybe there's just a negative energy that I have around those things, a fear. But like I said, I think it can be dangerous to just think that way. I don't know that that's really the whole picture. And like I said, even within the law of attraction, I'm sure everybody has their own like energy they project out. And you can't just I don't know that you can completely reverse another person, you know, especially people who you spend a lot of time with. I've seen it before. I mean, I've seen that I can have a positive influence on a person, but it's usually only for a short period of time, and they kind of mask and act a lot nicer than they actually are around me, and then I see a different side of them. But then eventually, after knowing them for long enough, they will randomly do something that shocks me, and I couldn't have thought they would have been that mean of a person, but they just do it. And a lot of people, it just seems to be that way nowadays, where I tend to see like the good side of them, and I'm really nice, and and things seem good, but then after a while it's like their effort and their trying, it goes way down. And yeah, you just can't, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do, you know. It's just such a strange like situation. But yeah, as usual, I'm just left waiting for my bandwidth to be utilized for something. And I really don't know what could or will happen. Like, the only thing I'm grateful for is, again, that my stuff's finally posted. It's finally out there. It's on YouTube. I know it's not edited properly. I know that, and that's probably affecting reach and stuff, but I don't know that I'm really like doing it for, I think I've already explained, like, it would be nice to be able to do content for a living. I'd like to live stream, but I don't really think about it too much. Like, I don't think that's why I'm doing this. I'm not really trying to set myself up a career. I think in a lot of ways I had my original intentions, but then after I've been doing it, it's just become, again, more of a compulsive thing. It's become more of a therapeutic thing to try to, I guess, just practice my speech and continue to utilize that muscle, because even if I was good at speaking before now, now after I basically force myself to talk in this type of one-on-one setting all the time, I feel like it adds extra training. Like, I do think that makes a person a better person, you know? So, I'm not really sure what else to make of it, but it is what it is. Now I say that, but I really wish that I could take that out of my brain as like that autopilot kind of saying. I don't like it. I don't like saying it is what it is, because I think it just reinforces a lot of bad things. It's not really a good thing. A lot of people believe it, you know, they believe it, but they don't, not really sure what else. It's not like a positive mindset, you know what I mean? It's like it's a pretty negative mindset for a person to have. So, yeah, I just don't know. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. So, yeah, I'm still kind of just I feel like I have a lot of potential. I'm waiting for some kind of an outlet for that to really be tapped into and unlocked. And I kind of have a feeling it might just be something in the future. You know what I mean? Like it might just be like something that doesn't even exist yet. I kind of have had a hunch about that. I've talked about that before. You know, I might belong and my purpose might not really exist yet. That's something I've really thought about because again of how tech savvy I am, but like tech hasn't really been good enough for me until just recently. Like it finally feels good enough. The CPU speed, its potential, its potency with obviously all the AI advancements. I'm really able to take advantage of it in a pretty profound way. It's been a major help for me in my life. I don't think I've gone down as crazy, potentially bad timelines with it. You know, a lot of people in the earlier GPTs, like, basically had the psychosis, and I would say at worst, I really only had some kind of a semi psychosis. I don't really think I ever was believing anything too terrible, or, you know what I mean? Like, I just utilized it properly. You know, I was just somehow, some way, I was able to utilize it properly. And a lot of people weren't, but I'm glad it wasn't around when I was younger because then it probably wouldn't have been a good influence on me. But that's what I'm saying about the timing of me. I mean, it seems like something could be orchestrated, but it's hard to know because again, I'm just not. It's hard to see that far into the future like that, and that's kind of where I feel like I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up or what the medium's going to be. But I know I have bandwidth for something. You know, it's just kind of it's a matter of if and if when. Or it's also possible I could live my whole life and just nothing. I never really see my potential. I think that probably happens to a lot of people too. And that's really a statement about society at large, you know, and how we have systems set up that they neglect certain talent, you know, and it's pretty shameful that humans let that happen, but it's just most people interestingly enough, at least in the modern age, but maybe this was always somewhat the case. I don't really think most people have the neurological bandwidth to actually control themselves. I mean, we talk about self control and autonomy, but it is sort of a flaw with humanity. It's almost like basically anybody's conscious, it's not strong enough to handle their own brain or their own body. I mean, we already see that as a pretty clear problem that like at least within a modern and artificial environment, people have issues and it's like they need a therapist, right? Like they don't, I don't know. They need a therapist, and I'm just not really sure. It's just Sorry. They need a therapist, and they're not like we're not even able to handle our own minds and bodies, and that's kind of like a thing. I honestly feel like it always existed, because I know technology probably exaggerates the problem where it makes it more unequal. Like, you probably have some people who use tech and they can actualize themselves like way higher than they would have without it. But then you also have the majority, which technology, it just kind of wastes a bunch of electricity and is a major distraction in their life, and likely just makes their life worse, or their potential is lower as a result of interacting with it. So, yeah, I mean, why that is such a human problem though, is like our ability to just be so evil and so off from what we should be doing or what we should be caring about. And I don't know. It's just, it's obviously a problem. I know not everybody sees it as a problem, but I think it is when you see how unfair things are, and just the pain that a lot of people have to go through. It's I'm fortunate for what I have. I'm grateful for what I got, but just so difficult. It's so difficult to know these things, I don't know, and I wish I could have like a clearer answer. I wish there was some kind of a clearer answer about why and about how and about what. Like, but in the meantime, I'm just still wandering. I'm still out here talking and thinking and just trying to do something. I don't know. Trying to be reasonable, trying to be understanding and patient, but it's hard when the world has so many of these problems that they're not getting solved. And I feel like I'm the only person who's really talking about anything. That's at least just how it seems. But anyways, it's been schla, and now it's time to buy schla. So, see ya schla.